Sometimes one single movie can split off into multiple different timelines for sequels. I've always found it interesting when a long-running movie franchise reboots so many times, but also insists on keeping their first entry canon because it's the most popular and beloved one. One of the wildest examples is the Godzilla franchise, where the original 1954 movie is canon to almost all of the sequels, but they're not necessarily canon to each other. After the original Godzilla is destroyed with Dr. Serizawa's oxygen destroyer at the end of the movie, a new Godzilla emerges for the following year and slowly becomes a lighthearted superhero protector of Japan in one continuity, while in another one, it's decades before a new Godzilla rises from the depths to become a dark anti-hero that eventually melts down into sludge from overheating nuclear energy. There are so many branches in the Godzilla timeline, but the only thing they can mostly all agree on is that this first movie definitely happened. A similar thing can be seen in the Halloween movies, where the original John Carpenter slasher classic from 1978 branches into a sequel revealing that Michael Myers is Laurie Strode's older brother, which then turns into a trilogy about him hunting Laurie's daughter after her off-screen death and him being controlled by a mysterious cult. Or a duology about him finally catching up to Laurie Strode, who is still alive and has a son 20 years later. But in the most recent continuity, Halloween 2 is ignored, and the first one then leads into a modern trilogy where he's not Laurie's brother, and he tries to find her and a different daughter again 40 years later. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies do the same thing, where the second movie is a continuation from the events of the first, but so is the 2013 reboot and the 2023 Legacy sequel, and none of those films acknowledge each other. There's also a prequel set before the 1974 original movie that's strictly in the same string of movies as the 2013 reboot because it shares some characters. I guess this is a side effect of us hanging on to certain movie series for 50 plus years, but also trying to maintain some kind of respect for the movie that started it all. We end up with 3 or 4 different what-ifs for sequels, and for casual viewers, it'll become just confusing someday, trying to figure out what order to watch these damn movies in. And all 3 of these franchises have had remakes in the mid-2000s and early 2010s that start completely fresh continuities that ignore the original ones too. So there's even more timelines to keep track of. If a movie series goes on long enough, it's bound to happen, but